And now the news in detail. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has faulted the ex-parte order issued by the Code of Conduct Tribunal, upon which President Buhari acted in suspending former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen. A three-man panel of the court, led by Justice Stephen Adda, held that since Onnoghen was not yet arraigned as at the 23rd of January 2019, when the ex-parte order was made, adding that it was wrong for the prosecution to have obtained an order for his removal from office. Despite its observation, the court declined to set aside the order, noting that the ex-parte order was no longer of any use since the substantive trial has been concluded. It advised parties in the case to pursue the appeal in relation to the judgment and the substantive trial. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, is asking workers to disregard the call by the Nigeria Labour Congress for a one-day national protest on Monday. Ngige made the call in a statement issued by his special assistant on media, Nwachukwu Obidewe, in Abuja on Friday. He said the calling out of workers on a flimsy and selfish excuse of non-inauguration of the board of the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund with Comrade Frank Kokori as the chairman did not constitute a trade dispute as contained in the Labour Act. Meanwhile, the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chris Ngige, is describing the picketing of his house by some members of the Nigerian Labour Congress as hooliganism. He also added that members of his family and immediate neighbors have been traumatized by the action.
Picketing does not mean you go to people's home, private residence, because you don't know who the occupants are. It's obstruction. It's against the law of the country. Then putting the tanker with petrol is arson. The place can be caught on fire and the entire street engulfed with fire. I don't know what to say about it. That is not trade unionism. It is hooliganism.
However, NLC President Ayuba Waba has demanded an apology from the minister over the attack on protesting members of the union.
It was under their watchful eyes that these defenseless workers were actually attacked. The CWC called for the arrests and prosecution of those thugs immediately, and also their sponsor, which is well known. The CWC demand that government should come clear on what is happening, because the silence also did not address the issue.
It further called on the federal government to ensure justice is granted to aggrieved members of the union. The senator representing Kaduna Central, Shehu Sani, is appealing to the Senate President Bukola Saraki to rescue Nigerian health institutions from total destruction. Speaking in Abuja, Sani noted that Nigerian health institutions are grossly underfunded.
Most of the structures in teaching hospitals and federal medical centers have been built over 2 to 3 decades ago. People are dying. Many of us don't patronize such hospitals today. They have been grossly underfunded. Do all you can within the very few lifespan of this 8th Senate. Give recommendations that will be of value to save our teaching hospitals.
And now in Kano State, the governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, has defended his decision to create 4 additional emirates in the state, denying that it was targeted at humiliating the emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II. He said it was to bring the traditional institution to be more involved in developing the state and encouraging people's participation.
They are entitled to their own opinion, but we are taking Kano to the next level, and we need active participation of the traditional system. And by decentralizing it, we are following history. So it's not a vendetta. I'm not against him. It's the chairman of a local government who is supposed to discuss issues with him, not the governor.
Ganduje added that by constitutional provision, the emir ordinarily reports to a local government chairman, not the governor. Hundreds of protesters today marched through the Nigerian capital, Abuja, demanding an end to police impunity after officers were accused of carrying out a string of sexual assaults. Reports say dozens of women were dragged out of nightclubs, hotels and bars in Abuja last month in police raids and then arrested for prostitution, a charge many furiously denied. The protesters said that more women have been arrested despite the outrage and assurances from the police high command. Meanwhile, the acting Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has vowed to punish police officers involved in the mass raping of women suspected to be prostitutes in Abuja. The police boss confirmed the setting up of high-powered team to probe the allegations of sexual and physical assault leveled against its men at the Otako police station in Abuja by the convicted prostitutes.
The actions of the police officer that they were alleged to have raped and molested the woman, that will set up a panel to investigate, and anybody proven to have done that will face the law.
The women had alleged that the policemen released victims who gave them money. In a similar development, the Nigeria Police Force is exploring the possibility of establishing a National Crime Analysis Center as part of efforts to tackle crime in the country. Acting Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu disclosed at an interactive session with officers in charge of Special Anti-Robbery Squad, Anti-Kidnapping Squad, and other special units that the center would support the operations of the police personnel. He assured Nigerians that the police would continue to ensure the safety of their lives and property. And back home in Abia State, the Nigerian Medical Association says the state government is owing doctors and other health workers at the Abia State Teaching Hospital up to 13 months' salaries, while members of the State Hospital Management Board had not been paid for 10 months. President of the association, Dr. Francis Faduyile, said this in Abuja while reading the communique issued at the end of the 59th Annual General Conference and Delegate Meeting of the association, which was held in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Faduyile noted that the salary of Nigerian doctors was abysmally lower than what their counterparts get in other countries, while stating that the NMA would appear at the next meeting of the Nigerian Governors Forum to discuss the issue with the governors. Obedience to the will of God has been described as a hallmark of Christian faith and vital ingredient for peaceful coexistence of Nigeria as a multi-religious nation. The Chief Executive Officer of Flow 94.9 FM, Chief Raymond Ikemdirim, made the declaration while delivering a keynote address of the 17th Annual Synod of Methodist Diocese of Issaquah at Ovim Circuit. Speaking on the theme, obedience is better than sacrifice, Ikemdirim warned Christians against conditional obedience to the will of God.
The theme is very apt at this time. Today we are more of men pleasers. It is what men will praise us for that we do, and relegating what God wants us to do in the background. The lecture today is a wake-up call to Christians, to all and sundry, to go back to God, to realize that it's only through obedience to the voice of God that indeed we can achieve our national aspirations. Other than that, we would be in the dark.
The Methodist Bishop of Issaquah Diocese, Reverend Kanu Uzochukwu, in his remarks said God's command interest of men.
Disobedience brings confusion. When you disobey God or disobey state authorities, whatever you are doing will be clueless. And he is warning us again that you must toe on the line, and it's not painful to do so. He shared his personal experience with us why he has remained an honest person. He is well gifted in public presentation. He is a well-grounded believer in the Lord, and we feel that these are enough to qualify him to come and address our synod.
Who is a committed Methodist faithful, commended the church for the recognition.
It's really an honor to have been selected to come and deliver this keynote address at this 17th annual synod. Indeed, very, very honored to have been chosen in my own community. They say a prophet without honor in his own land. I must say today I've been honored.
And still in Abia State, only 300,000 out of about 3 million persons in the state have national identification of the exercise in 2000. The coordinator of the National Identity Mission, Pabi Eni, told Flow
3,000 is nothing. People are not aware of the benefits of this registration.
Your state stands to turn up.
Right now, if you don't have the NIN, you won't be able to apply.
He said the agency was collaborating with the National Orientation Agency to sensitize the public on the program. Flow News at 6 p.m. continues shortly with foreign, sports, and entertainment news. Do stay tuned.
Abia, God's own state. This is Flow 94.9 FM.
Oh, thank you very much for staying tuned. And now, outside the shores of Nigeria, 3 Venezuela's opposition members of parliament have taken shelter in foreign embassies after losing their congressional immunity. They are among top 10 lawmakers stripped of immunity after the Supreme Court said they should be investigated for conspiracy, rebellion, and treason. The opposition, led by Juan Guaido, tried to spark a military rebellion against President Nicolas Maduro last week. And in sports, Mohamed Salah is ready to feature in Liverpool's Premier League title decider against Wolverhampton Wanderers on Sunday after Egyptian forward recovered from a concussion. Salah missed Liverpool's Champions League semi-final win against Barcelona on Tuesday after a clash of heads with Newcastle United goalkeeper Martins Drovaba last weekend, but was cleared to train ahead of domestic season finale. Captain Jordan Henderson and fullback Ander Robertson also sustained knocks against Barcelona, but Klopp is hopeful about the availability of the trio. Our final stop is entertainment. Nigerian Afro hip-hop star Olamide Adedeji, popularly known as Olamide, has released a new single, Oil and Gas, from the anticipated album Oil and Gas. The 30-year-old Bariga-born rapper took to his Instagram handle, Badosne, to announce the release of the song. He added that a sign of fuel pump facility at an oil station. In the song, the YBNL boss in Yoruba dialect calls on the major oil and gas dealers, philanthropists, and godfathers in the country to spend money where it is due. And still on entertainment, music star Davido has expressed his disappointment on the ruling of the Court of Appeal, which declared Gboyega Oyetola of the All Progressives Congress APC as elected governor of Osun State. Davido took to his Instagram page to react to the court ruling, which was not in favor of his uncle, Senator Ademola Adeleke, and the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party. And that entertainment news wraps it this evening on Flow News at 6 p.m. To end the news, a recap of our major stories. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has faulted the ex parte order issued by the Code of Conduct Tribunal, upon which President Buhari acted in suspending the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen. Hundreds of protesters today marched through the Nigerian capital, Abuja, demanding an end to police impunity after officers were accused of carrying out a string of sexual assaults. Obedience to the will of God has been described as a hallmark of Christian faith and vital ingredient for peaceful coexistence of Nigeria as a multi-religious nation. The Chief Executive Officer of Flow 94.9 FM, Chief Raymond Ikemdirim, made a declaration while delivering a keynote address of the 17th Annual Synod of Methodist Diocese of Issaquah at Ovim Circuit. And on the foreign scene, 3 Venezuelan opposition members of parliament have taken shelter in foreign embassies after losing their congressional immunity. Thanks for being with us. Remember that security is everyone's business. Provide useful information to security agencies to ensure your security. Join us at 6:45 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscasts. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state.